Hi, Bowen. Hey, I want to thank you for submitting a draft here for us to confer on. And I thought it might be a good idea for me to do a conference video with you so I can be sure that I explain myself clearly. All right, so what I want to talk with you about in this particular video is grammar, for one thing. And then another is focus in your paragraphs, and then finally is getting the best use out of the evidence that you provide. All right, so just really quickly, I know I've marked this on your papers before, but you need to fix the error, the spacing error here and here. The whole paper should just be double spaced. And the only way that you're going to be able to fix that, Bowen, is you have to go into your paragraph option and you have to remove the default setting that's putting extra spaces in between your lines where you don't want them. Otherwise, you will continue to lose points for incorrect MLA formatting. So do try to fix that before you submit your final draft. Okay, so I like your title very much. It's a great title, and it's a good way to involve your readers. Right, so let's look a little bit at grammar. I would say the one thing that I would really like you to focus on is would be your verbs. So let's look at this first sentence. It says technology and network are changing. Okay, so that's good. That's the right verb to use here because you have two things, technology and network. Now that needs to be a period there because that's a complete idea, and this is a complete idea. Now then you say whether people do or do not want to admit it, it does. Okay, so now we have a verb problem because this it actually refers to these two things, technology and networks. So it has to be a they here. And so then we have to change this verb. It needs to be a plural verb, and so are is the one that works. So this is what I mean by verbs. Your verbs have to be the correct ones, and they have to be correct in number and in tense. And I know that's complicated. All right, so then there are some little punctuation things, like, for example, back to old days, people did not have any convenient ways to contact others. Period. The only way is to write their words on paper and give their letters to postman. Time flies. Modern, and this should also be a period. Time flies. That's a complete sentence, so let me underline that one for you too. Modern people just need to take out their phones from pockets, comma, and a text with several words or emoji will express what they want to say. And that, I like that. That's a good thought there. However, more convenient means more danger. We are also living in a naked age. Personal information disclosure, just like a normal issue, is eating or sleeping. Now, what you need to have an actual verb here, and just like isn't a verb, so that doesn't work in this particular setting. So I've suggested personal information disclosure has become a normal issue as eating or sleeping. And most phone users have, and this works because we've got this has and have here, so they're consistent, have experience with telecommunications or network fraud. We are totally nude in front of network, okay? So most of the rest of the grammar errors in your paper have to do with this sort of agreement in order to solve these kinds of problems, so plural, plural, plural. Experts have tried almost every method they know, but cybersecurity problems are still happening in our daily life. So the rest of this looks great. Capital letter there. I'm thinking there needs to be no comma here. I didn't really do very many corrections in there because most of it is quotations. and so on. So what I would like you to do is just really think about the verbs that you're using and whether or not those verbs are correct in number, meaning do you need to use a singular verb or a plural verb, and also double check your tense. All right, so now let's take a look at uh, the focus of your paragraphs. So in this paragraph, you say, as the second world in 21st century, internet and technology field, same as reality, people also need to follow the rules and do not try to do any illegal business. All right, so I really am not sure what you are saying here. So I'm not really clear what the whole point of this paragraph is supposed to be. I think what you mean is as this whole internet has become a kind of second world, and it has become the same as reality. But I'm not sure if that's what you mean. I still don't know what you mean by it has become a kind of reality. So you're going to have to explain this pretty more thoroughly than what you do, because you're just stating it as fact, and I really am not sure I know this to be fact. And then you talk about that people need to follow the rules and do not try to do any illegal business. Um, but I think you maybe need people should follow the rules and should not do illegal business. So in this case, you've got your verbs incorrect. But the lawbreakers use internet as a tool to do their business. Time to make some changes. The pattern in finding the problem of internet, social media, and other technologies has been successfully marked out. These traps need to be cleared. So I'm thinking that that is your thesis statement there. Um, so you're going to talk about the internet, social media, and other kinds of technologies that are dangerous for people. This is what I'm understanding here. Okay, so what I'm expecting then, the first thing you're going to talk about is the internet. So as one of the controversial websites, the existence of the dark net, and you do, so that's good focus there. You go right into talking about the internet. It would be helpful to your readers if you explained exactly what the dark net is. How do people, what is it? Um, uh, you kind of do, and you say the inventor hoped to protect political figures. So we get the idea that it's some place that people can go, but still I don't really know what it is and why it's called the dark net. All right, so and then you say that people are using the dark net now for illegal behaviors, and you give some good evidence here. But then you say nothing about your evidence. So all of this is just to set us up for what it is you're trying to prove, which is that people are actually conducting illegal business or doing illegal things on the dark web. But now, how does that relate to your thesis? I mean, what is important about this quote? What does it mean to you? So here you should say something like, maybe discuss how in this is just in Great Britain alone, and if you look at what's happening globally, you would see that this number grows just exponentially. And so what it tells us is that the dark net is opening the opportunity for many, many citizens of the world to become involved in illegal activities. And ultimately, what happens as a result of this, I don't know. You have to let us know what that is. Okay, so I'm almost to 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this well, let me just hurry through it because I want you to be able to watch this video. And if I make them too long, then they get difficult to watch. All right, so this is what I mean by not getting the most out of the evidence that you use. So this paragraph is well focused. It's just that you just end it too soon. You need to talk about this. Look at the ramifications of this. What does this suggest to your readers? Okay, now down here, you go into another topic that's connected to the internet, and that's this disclosure of personal privacy. And this relates back to what you were saying earlier in your paper about us being nude. And so I think you should bring this up again in this paragraph. But the problem is you don't um, provide any evidence. And so I'm wondering if this paragraph really should be a part of this one. Is this the evidence that you mean to have for this point? So here your focus is not very good because the reader isn't sure what is the purpose of that paragraph and what is the purpose of this paragraph. Why is this paragraph missing information? Why is this paragraph very closely related in topic to this one? Okay, so here is an example of focus. All right, so let me just go back. Here is an example of grammar that needs to be corrected. Here is an example of you not using your evidence well enough. You need to say a lot more about it. And here is an example of poor focus. So those are three things that you can work on and keep in mind as you are writing your paper. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, just email me, or we can also get in to collaborate and I can try to answer your questions there.